Shalom, here we are with Tehillim Perek Tet. That's Psalms chapter 9, verse Aleph, that's verse 1. Lamnatseach almut laben, mizmor leDavid. All right, so Lamnatseach is our usual for the conductor. Almut laben is strange. This is a contested technical term. Nobody's really sure what this means. I'll just be very literal. Al means upon. Mut, well, it looks like mot, like death of, or like wind died. Laben, to the son. Mizmor leDavid, a psalm of David. Now the problem with this, I remember reading Rashi commenting on this, that it can't be about Avshalom, right? People think, oh, maybe it's when his son died, right? Maybe it's Avshalom, right? But the problem with that is that if that's what it were, if it was to mean, on the death of the son, that would be mot habein, right? Al mot habein is what Rashi says we would expect, not laben. Where are we? So that's a little bit strange, right? All right. So it's many commentators just leave it up as an unknown technical term, right? So maybe there was a melody that they. The death to the son, or the death. It's strange. It's strange. Maybe there's an instrument that had this bizarre name or something. It might even be that different vowels were originally part of it, and the Masoretes just weren't really sure what to do with that. So, yeah. Okay. So maybe we just say something like, for the conductor, by mut laben, or something like that. Okay, just when you're not sure how to translate a word, or it's kind of unknown what it means, then it's best just to transliterate it. So write it with English letters. So if any of you have read my book on Genesis, that's what I do. For example, with tachash, right? The tachash, or maybe that's later in Leviticus. My book on Leviticus. Sorry. So tachash, it's an unknown animal. Some lexicons say it's rock badger, some of the older ones, right? And then more modern lexicons, they'll say like porpoise leather, like, the animal that's like a dolphin, a porpoise, and then we have a midrash that says there was only one animal in the world left of its kind, and Hashem made it appear before Moshe, and Moshe slaughtered it and used it for this part of the Mishkan. It was an animal with a single horn. So of course that's kind of interesting. Was it the last unicorn? We killed the last unicorn to make the tabernacle? But nobody knows, right? So in those cases, it's better not to translate, better to transliterate, and that kind of shows, it captures part of the mystery in your translation. So I would say it's best on this to just say, for the conductor, upon mut laben, right? Or with mut laben, a psalm, mizmor leDavid, of David. By the way, it's interesting, this psalm and the next one, Psalm 9 and 10, they go together. If you combine them to one large psalm, then they form an acrostic, where every few verses you change letters in the alphabet. Interesting, right? So they might have originally been one psalm and later split into two. We have some other examples of this sort of thing happening, and gratitude to Mitchell Daoud for that being pointed out in his commentary on the grammar of the Psalter. All right, so here we have verse Beit, that's verse 2. Odeh Adonai b'chol libi. Odeh. I thank. It's related to Todah, right? Like, Todah. Todah. Now, this one, what's interesting, we're probably going to borrow a suffix from somewhere else in the verse, And, yeah. And I'm sorry, this is more like I confess, I praise, right? Yeah, okay. This is from Yada. It looks a lot like the same one. It's like you say odeh and nifleotekha. Very, very similar presentation there. So this is I confess or I praise. Oftentimes people, they'll translate Yada as praise. Yada 1 is to give thanks, and Yada 2 is to praise. So it really could be either, but they'll translate it as praise, and that's fine. But you have to understand there's many verbs in Hebrew for praise. So this is specifically like to confess him, right? To confess that he is God. Odeh, in the cohortative, oh, that I might praise Adonai, bechol libi, with all of my heart. Making sure to pronounce those lameds the Hebrew way, right? So in English, we have two ways to say L's, but we don't even know it. If you take the word label, there's two L sounds there, right? There's the first L, L. It's kind of like a short attack, L. And then the last L, O, label, right? Label. We don't even realize it, but we have two. In Hebrew, the first one is the correct one. L, L, bechol. You don't say bechol, bechol. No, bechol, bechol libi. With all of my heart, which oftentimes designates my mind. Asepra kol nifleotekha. Kol nifleotekha. Okay, notice we have a silent schwa here and a vocal here. Nifleo, although you kind of plow through it quickly. Leotecha. Asepra, let me recount or tell of kol, all of nifleotekha, all of your wonders. Okay, all of your miracles, something like this. Sorry, I had a phone call. So, notice it's your wonders here at the end, all of your wonders. So probably we can borrow this cha up here. So it's as if it's saying, I will praise you, O Adonai. The cha, we can do double duty here, right? Again, that's kind of an advanced Psalms thing. Okay, verse Gimel, verse 3. EshmechaH ve'alitza vach. Okay, eshmecha. So samach is to be happy, like we say on a holiday, Chag Sameach, happy holiday. So eshmecha, esmach means I will be happy. The hey at the end is extra emphasis, right? And it's matching the hey we have at the end up here, right? Because yada, it probably would have lost its hey at the end. So this hey gets added back. This is telling us it's a cohortative, or like, let me do such and such. May it be that I will do. So eshmecha, let me be glad. A'litza, and let me, again, the hey, let me be jubilant. Or rejoice, maybe you say, vach, in you. Azamera, let me make music. Shimcha, of your name, or to your name, even though we don't have the to there, right? The cha is yours, and shem means name. Elyon, O Most High. Beshuv oivai achor. Beshuv, so shuv is to return, right? Like you know the shuv ami or shuvi ami, famous song. So be means when. When somebody returns, who's the one returning? Oivai. So kind of like oy vey, right? Oy, whoa. Oy vai means my enemies. Oy vi would be my enemy, singular. So the I makes it plural. My oyev, my enemies. Beshuv oy vai achor, when my enemies return achor, backwards. Yikashelu, may they kashal, may they stumble. Like you might be familiar with the, not to put a michshol in front of your ach. A michshol is a stumbling block from the same verb, right? So yikashelu means they stumble, though this is probably with jussive force. Let them stumble. Veyovedu, and let them perish, from avad. This is where we get the word abadon, right? From avad, the place of perishing. Mi panecha. So literally it says from cha, your panim, from your faces, from your face. But what we mean is because of your face. And in the Psalms, panim can mean fury. So this might mean because of your fury, on account of your wrath, something like that. Verse hey, ki asita mishpat vedini. Ki asita. Oh, that you would do. It's probably a precative perfect, I'm thinking. So the ki, which you probably learned as that or because, this is what we call ki ephaticum, right? So this is like an explanation point. So this is a good hint that the next word you're dealing with, this perfect, it doesn't mean for asita, for you did, right? Like if you're looking at a modern Hebrew, that means because you did, right? Because you made, from asa, the verb asa, ayin, sin, hey. But something more like ki asita, the precative perfect. Oh, that you would do, that you would make mishpati from mishpat, which can mean justice, or in this case, it's like a right, like my right, mishpati, my right or my claim, that dini, and my cause, yashavta, again another precative, that you would yashav, sit, lechisei, on the throne, right? So the idea meaning sit enthroned, like sit as king. Oh, shofet tzedek, oh, righteous judge. And again, in this old type of Hebrew, shafat, or a shofet, can mean to rule, or a ruler, right? So judge, but the idea more like Judge Dredd, that kind of judge. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure to watch the next one. Did you forget to like? Make sure to like the video. What are you doing to watch the whole thing? Like it.